Well, hi again, it's Jon Mitchell, Mayor of New Bedford, and I am here to offer another Mayor's Weekly Update. This is something that we started recently. People have asked, so can you give us some more updates? And we're here to just sort of fill in a couple of blanks to hit a couple of highlights about the week's news. So one thing I want to talk a little bit about today is our streets and our public spaces, and how we, as a city, much like a lot of homeowners, are doing spring cleaning. This is the time of year to really get out in force and make that happen. So as we speak, our street cleaners are out in force on our city streets. Our personnel are out helping clean up in a number of places, but we've also pulled another help from the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Hodgson's doing a great job augmenting what we have here in the city in terms of our ability to pick up, especially along highways and places that are very visible. The State Department of Transportation has been helping as well. So we're all trying to work in unison while we do things like continue our big tree planting efforts. People are seeing trees going up all over the place, and then because we have this big program that's been in place for a few years now that is filling up the city with trees. We're going to continue that. But we also want to make the city look good by cleaning up garbage, getting grit out of gutters, and just overall improving the public space in our city, because our city is only as good as its public spaces. If people feel good about being in the public spaces in an urban environment, it makes the city all the better. So that's what we want to achieve. While we're talking about public spaces, I did want to make a note about a hearing that happened last week with the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. We've got a lot of projects going on in the city, lots of infrastructure projects. A couple of things that I want to highlight. In the governor's budget, there is a commitment to continuing the South Coast Rail project, which is a good thing. It's not going to happen overnight, but we've been advocating with the state to continue it. So despite the state's constrained resources, people have heard about the subway in Boston and how that's sucking up a lot of money. Well, so we want to at least be able to see the rail project continue forward, and that's happening. But we're also talking about a number of other things. We got some money. We're able to get some money from the state to continue with the Cove Walk in the south end to connect up with the Harbor Walk and all along the beaches and on the peninsula. Great stuff. We're very excited about that. Work is about to start. But we also want to talk about a couple of other projects. So the phase two, the so-called phase two of the Kennedy Highway project, the extension of Route 18 down to the south end, that's happening. That'll happen probably next spring. It'll be a little ways off because there's still a few things to get done there in terms of the design, but that's on its way. One of the things that I want to continue to advocate for, that I find very important to the city's future, is the reconstruction of the New Bedford-Fairhaven Bridge. That is a whaling-era relic whose time has come and gone. And as we all know what it means to be stuck on the bridge. It is the primary source of traffic in Greater New Bedford, and it also, because it has a very narrow opening, constrains the development of the northern part of the harbor. Larger vessels can't get into the northern part of the harbor because of the bridge opening just isn't wide enough. So we want to move that project along, and I think it's important that we all continue to advocate for the replacement of the bridge, which in the big scheme of things is not that huge of a project. It's about a $100 million project, so it's not nothing, but compare that to, say, the South Coast Rail project, which is projected to be over $2 billion, and it's really, in that perspective, not that big of a deal. Last thing I want to say is to everybody, including my grandmother, my mother, and my wife. Happy Mother's Day to all. Thank you to all the mothers for what you do for all of us out there. And I just wanted to also invite people to give me suggestions for what I can buy for my wife Annie, on behalf of my daughters. I always strike out on Mother's Day, and I need some help. So I welcome your ideas. I could use them. Thanks, everybody.
You